everyone, and welcome. I'm Marcie Besecker, an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I'm from Clovis, California, and I am so not ready quite yet. I'm trying to test a couple things. Let me clean up my desk just a tiny bit because I wanted to try some items out first to show you. And anyway, time got away, and I didn't want you to have to sit there and wait for me. So give me 2 seconds to clean this up. I did not get through everything to test it or, look at it, which normally I don't. But sometimes I like to get a few things put together and some things to show you. So, you don't have to be here all day, but that's okay. I don't mind if you don't mind. I got some things done this morning. We're going on a trip tomorrow, so I had to make a cake and make some dip, and I bought my floors, and, I'm going to do laundry after the video and all that fun stuff to get ready for our trip. So I am one that likes to pack like the day before, 2 days before. That way I know I'm not going to forget anything because now I'm focused on it. And so anyway, that's what today is about. But because our unboxing stuff came, of course we have to do this. So I am going to try and be as organized as possible. Okay, so we're here to see the new products. So let me scroll and get my stuff ready here so I could see and make sure I'm in view for you. Yay, you made it to the live. Good, can't wait to see the product. Me too. I haven't seen it all. I've seen a little bit of it. Happy 76th birthday, Kathy. Going to dinner tonight. Very, very nice. Oh, good. I'm glad you made the unboxing also. Hi, Stacy, South Florida. Oh, thanks, you guys. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome. All right. Bingo went out today, so that is gone. Yay. They picked it up this morning, so that is out of here. So we are going to start with sweets, and let me just move all my stuff over. I kind of like made bows, did a couple things, put some washi on a piece of white paper, that kind of stuff. So and that's pretty much all I did. So we're going to get started right away and jump right into it. Don't forget, there's links below for bingo if you're interested. July bingo is on there. I think I have one of my May bingo kits left. So if you're interested, that's below. And that's it. So let's just jump right in and get started. All right, so I'm going to try and move stuff out of the way a little bit here, and I think that's up far enough. We are going to start with the sweet that I was not going to get, to be totally honest, which is the stitched season. But then I saw a sample of a little stocking, and then I started thinking about stuff, even though the paper's not my favorite. But then again, then I saw the dies, and I was like, ooh, if they do what I think they do, I think that I'm going to love this. So we're going to start with the stamp set, but look at this stocking. It is a nice size stocking. So here is, let me grab a card base so you can kind of get the idea. This is our A2 card base, so a nice stocking on the front. So it's a main focus, which I thought was fun. We've got the stitching here, and then this cuts out little Christmas trees, which I thought was fun. Everything has stitching in it. So my thought is, I think you can put these on the paper and make the quilted paper stitched, and that's what I'm going to look at. But we've got all kinds of different things. These cut out, but also stitch. So that'll be interesting. I have not cut anything with that yet, so we will. And look at that. And then we have the stamp set. And the stamp set, may all your days be merry and bright. Merry Christmas to you and yours. We have the to and the from. We've got different patterns that you can put on your die pieces. And sending warm wishes this Christmas, which is really, I think, fun because warm wishes, you can make a quilt blanket or something, it's a quilt with warm. I thought that was kind of clever. And so we're going to play with the dies in a minute, but let me just show you the rest of this suite first, and then we'll kind of play with the paper and see what goes with what. We've got this beautiful ribbon, and I love that it is, I think this is 1/4 of an inch. Yes, 1/4 of an inch. Love it. And here is my bow that I made. So I made a bow so you could see how it ties, and it ties very nicely. Love it. I stick them back in here because when I pull the ribbon out, I go, oh, look, a bow. And then that's when I'm doing my project, and this is like my tester bow to put down to see if that's the one I want. So that's the ribbon. And then look at these embellishments. They're buttons. How cute are those with like iridescent around the outside? So I wanted to look to see if we could put a thread through here if we wanted to. So let me pull off a white button. Yes. So there is adhesive all the way around. It's like a huge glue dot. See that? It's like all the way around the button. But we could probably, oh yeah. We could poke a hole, use a threader. Let's try it. Because I've got some gold right here. I know it's retired, but if this would be perfect if that's what we have. Let me make sure I have my little threader right here, which I should. I have a little cup here with little doodads in it, and that is one of them. All right, let's see if this works. All right, so here's our button. We're going to put it face up for the adhesive to be up so it doesn't stick. If you haven't seen one of my unboxings, this is kind of, you know, what I do is I like to test things and see if things work. Okay, we're going to go through the front first. And then I have people that say, why do you give all your ideas away? Oh, let's see if this is going to go through. It might be too thick. The ribbon and come on, ribbon. All right, let's do this. I'm trying not to touch the adhesive because we're going to have to go through and back through. Now, if I wasn't on screen, I might grab this thing with my teeth and pull it through, but we're going to just work it out. It went through no problem. And then we're going to go back through. Now this side's sticky, so you really got to get it right to the, oh, look, I got ink on my hands. All right, so you might put it there and then put your thread. Make sure you have your thread on there. Okay, so I'm just going to pull that through. I don't need all of this, so I'm going to pull that back through. All right, I'm going to stick this on plastic so we can tie our little bow. Okay, I am going to tie it in a knot first so that hopefully it will stay. And I might even need to put a glue dot underneath this bow part right here to kind of help hold it once you make the bow, because this little twine doesn't hold as well as the linen thread. But I'm going to want a pretty gold bow. I wish we had silver in this. We have the thicker rope in silver, the retired one, and that would probably fit also because this went through without a problem. All right, so I'm just going to do that. And I want it even smaller. This is a little button. There we go. Oops. I need to clean my scissors. Okay, there we go. So there's our little button. And you can make your, ooh, this really sticks. This is really strong, even with my and look, you can even do, if you wanted to do the back side and just do like a little stitch on the back of it. Nope, Deb, we are just starting. All right, so, oh my gosh, look how cute that is. I'm trying to get it to stick on my pokey tool so you can see. There we go. Let's see. Here's my famous green paper I had yesterday. Look how cute that is. And this would be really cute even for the quilting. Remember when we were young and we had quilts that had little yarn coming out of them? You could do something like that too. So it's really cute. All right, so we're going to save that little guy and put it on something. So anyway, super cute. Poke your holes in the back, and really, really nice adhesive too. These are not the upcoming catalog, Lisa. This is July's online exclusive. All of today, what I'm going to show you is July's online exclusive. Oh, see, look at this. Has been in my drawer for a little bit. It's going to start unraveling on me. All right, so there we go. So that's a super cute idea. All right, and then now let's look at the paper. I haven't even looked at it other than when they showed it quickly on our on the leaders meeting. So what I was thinking is, so here's a Christmas tree. I was wondering if we took this and put it on there, like that's going to be really hard to line up to know exactly where it needs to go. And I'm looking, and even on the holes, it does touch the corners of all four. So we could try it and see if it works. But I'm thinking this is, you're going to make your own. And so it's going to cut out the Christmas tree. I don't know. Let's put this through. I have my electric machine next to me, so we're just going to use that today, being that I have it right here. So let me put this through and see what we can come up with. All right, we are going to do a couple. Let's do this one. And looks like all these are the same. So let's just see. I think it's going to cut out little different squares. What is this? Let's cut that out, see what it is. And then I want to see what this looks like cut out. All right, so let's cut. I know this is two-tone paper, but, oh no, it's not. Oh, good. This was the bottom of one of my bags that I did, that I had cut out. So let's try that. And then let's try this one because I have some space on my paper. Cheryl, you know what? I did think about it. If you guys want me to do a paper share, I definitely will, because we've got some good papers. I'll show them all to you today, and then we'll count them up and see if you guys are interested. I think we should, because there's some really great papers in here. Especially if you're a Halloween person. All right. So let's see what we have. So this die did this. So if you think about it and you cut a bunch of these out, you could do like, you know, the two orange, and then put two, you know, pattern papers over here, or turn your DSP over and, you know, make yourself your quilt square. So that's what this one is. This one, it is one piece. So you can put that on your, so let's just say this is a different color. You can also add that right on top and make your square. Okay, you guys are going to have to help me with these. I don't know what these are. They look like berries, but is this supposed to be our little yarn ties? They look like Mickey Mouse heads. So what is that? To me, I'm thinking it looks like it's supposed to be the little ties that go, you know, in the corners, but I don't know. That would be kind of weird. All right, so there's that one. This one is the tree. Let's see how it comes out. Oh, look at that. So it's like an applique that it pops up. So you could cut and add different patterns on there if you wanted, and also different patterns of the trees. It shows you the lines, and it's like they're like perforated where you could probably break that up if you wanted. Berries, see, I thought about that too, but there's not trees or anything. Oh, well, I guess on here maybe. I'm gonna have to watch and see, because it does look like, oh, you know what, I guess if we made this, this was a poinsettia, and then you could put the berries on the center of the poinsettia. Yep, I think that's it. That's what I would do. Good thinking. All right, and then we've got these great labels right here. All right, let's see what the, ooh, okay, so this one, you can do it like this and have it like some stitching. Let's see if you can see all the stitching on there. And then if you cut it in different pieces, then you've got all your pieces here that you can use different, you know, DSP or papers or, you know, whatever you want. So that's kind of cool. And then of course we've got all those Christmas trees. We've got holly leaves again, so we could do the holly with the berries, with the leaves. So that does make sense. I think those are berries. Okay, so that is that set. Let me clean this off. I'm sure we'll be die cutting something else. All right, so that is that. Let's do the stocking real quick so you guys can see what this is. So we have the stocking, the outside of the stocking, but then you can have the inside of the stocking. And I have an idea. Oops, let's not lose this little guy. I need to get those on the magnet, but okay, let me find a piece of paper that's not... All right, let's do the stocking and run it through. I know we're not going to do the main stocking, but at least we'll see what this looks like. I agree. I think the berries are for the holly, but don't you think you can put it on top of the poinsettia? Like if you made that into a poinsettia and made them like a little gold, like the gold color or something, maybe you could do that too. All right, let me get this. All right. So once I saw the stocking, I was like, oh, okay. Because then this will fit inside of your stocking, okay? If you wanted like the quilting and then have an outside, so like say that your outside stocking is red or whatever, or you could really just do it like this and do your stocking. But, and then you can make the, again, here's like an applique you can do, you know, add different things on top of it. So I think this has a lot of potential for stuff. Even though I'm not a quilter, I am more of a seam ripper. That's what I am. I'm not a sewer, I'm a seam ripper. Ripper. So I think that's really cute. But okay, so let's look at the paper and see what we can do with our dies. I'm not going to do an orange and soft seafoam, so I'm going to toss those. All right, so here's our paper. But I still think that we could take this, like even look at the package. Oh gosh, these are really on here. Oh my goodness. That glue is really strong. And I really think, and I will try it, but we won't do this part today, but I think if you put these where 4 corners, you're seeing 4 corners in your dies. I don't know. Because it seems like like 2 are always on all the way and 2 are not quite on all the way. So I don't know if this would work, but I think this would be cool if they made this into a stitch and the pattern's already there. That's what I'm kind of thinking, but we'll see. But in any case, you still have the squares that you could take these and, you know, even though they're a little smaller, for sure you'd get that pattern paper if you wanted to use, you know, this. Or of course you could take this and just make yourself, you know, some patterns on here or whatever if you wanted. All right, so that's the first one, and look at that, beautiful. Let's read the colors real quick so we know what we're looking at. Cherry Cobbler, Old Olive, Peaceful Pine, Pecan Pie, Real Red, and Secret Sea. So there's that. And then we've got the bird. Now I don't see any, these are definitely squares, not rectangle. But let's see. I guess you could do that if you wanted some patterns, but then that would be super busy. Candy canes. Again, now this tree is, these are bigger, but it has the same kind of patterns. Oh, this one has the little five little dots on there. Super cute. Okay, so here, this one looks like you could cut that out. Okay, so I think where you see the black dot would go in the middle, right there. And then that can go right on top there. I don't think that one. Let's see. You could do it like this. Again, the black dot in the center of the die, and then it looks like you have quarter panels there. Okay, the May-August catalog just launched, and some demonstration. Yeah, the May-August catalog just launched, but this is for July online exclusives. So the black dots are telling me, well, these are red right here, but the little squares are telling me that that's telling you that this can go in the middle. So that could go like that. This one can go like that. And then you've got quarter panels, and there's like 4 different patterns of paper within that. So it does a lot of the work for you. Oh, how pretty. Look at that. That you could just use for anything. But this print, there was a red print like right here, and there was some of that print like right here, but in a different color. So it, you know, can coordinate. Again, lots of different prints and patterns. The Secret Sea with snowflakes. Now this looks like it's the same size as the top of the stocking. So if you wanted to do that print and then do, you know, your image up there. Oh, and then here we go with some holly and berries. All right, so there is that. I love how all of these just coordinate so well with all of this. Again, there's the holly berry, there's the little dots. So the dots are not in the red, they're in the blue, but then the snowflakes aren't in the blue, they're in the green. So it's kind of nice that it all, but then you've got the blue over here. And so it all coordinates really nicely. So I have some ideas with this set. And when I saw their sample of the stocking, because when I first saw the paper, I was like, nope, that's not me. But then I saw the stocking and I was like, oh, okay. I saw the dies and I was still like, I don't know. But then I saw the stocking that they did and I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. So I'm kind of changing my mind on this, but I have some other ideas that I want to try too. So, and again, of course, you don't have to use the paper. You can do your own colors and everything and use your patterns are all right here, which is kind of fun. All right, so here we go with that one. We've got the buttons and the ribbon with this. And so that is a stitched season. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. If I'm missing something, you guys scream out at me, because I really put them all in their packages and then kind of just started to go through stuff. All right, so the next suite is if you are a Halloween person. This one has so much to offer, and I think some of it's not, you could use not Halloween for sure. All right, so let's start with the stamp set. It's Oh My Fright. And what I did is it's from the Frightfully Fun, because how often do you pull this out? Or I actually usually pull the DSP out first, and it's called Frightfully Fun, right? And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to go look for the stamp set. Well, it's not called Frightfully Fun. So then I'm like, dang it, what's the stamp set name? So on my DSP, I put the stamp set name, and on the stamp set I put the DSP. That way I'm not trying, I have to keep going to the computer and looking it up all the time. All right, so look how cute. Look at this little scaredy cat. And then you've got this cute little smiling bat and ghost, a little kitty underneath the hat. All these, well, this first little guy's smiling. The rest don't have mouths. Boo to you, Happy Halloween, and Trick or Treat. So cute. And I'm not a big Halloween person, but I do have grandkids. All right, so look, here's this. Right, Deb, there's a lot of paper that's gorgeous that would work. That not only the felt paper, but the flocked paper would be really pretty. I love this tree, and you can use that tree for all kinds of stuff. But a nice big moon. This is going to be the tag. This is going to be the enforcement thing on the tag that's going to fold over, because this is a nice big tag. Look, your tree will fit on it. You can put your big moon and some clouds, and then put your scaredy cat on, or the hat, or whatever. You also have some stars, and look at this one. This swirly and stars, but look how nice this tag is. And if you wanted to put the tag on a card, look how cute that is. Kind of looks like a tombstone a little bit too, but super cute, and everything will fit on it. And again, this is just an enforcement. You would do a coordinating color and then fold over so your tag is, nicely secure. There's 2 clouds, 3 bats, and then a big bat. So these would be like just little black bats you would do, but this one's going to cut out that one. Yeah, I love the Halloween products too. They've been doing really good with Halloween lately. I seem like I have to buy it all. All right, so, let's leave the dies out. But so cute. I could just see that hat purple with the little black cat. I would probably make that part of a band that goes around it and sparkle it up or something. Super, super cute. All right, so now let's look at the paper. So this is really great because it could be for scrapbooking. What did I do? Oh, I know what I did. This could be for scrapbooking, but it also could be for cards, because you can cut this 4 by 5 1/4 and have, clouds on all of it. Yes, the moon would be partially, probably just on the center one, but it's still a great background for anything and good for scrapbooking. And then here's the back side. How cute. I love whimsical, so I love this. Super cute. And you've got ghosts and stuff. Oh, you know what I just noticed on the dies? You have a ghost that's going to do your stamp right here. But then, just like the bats, you have a little ghost there that you could do like a sheet ghost. Gloria, I just started. This is my second suite. I did the stocking one first, and then I'm doing this one. So, not very long. 1 o'clock. All right, so, and look, there's our kitties. Now, these kitties, I think it might be the same designer as that Cutest Crew with the little cats. Because even the way, like, this one's laying down or up on his, you know, hind legs, and then this one, they look like they're doing like the same kind of motions as the other ones, which are so cute. But I love those big eyes on the cat. Isn't that cute? So that is super cute. I don't think this is going to match up, but let's see. Not this one, this one. I think these are going to be too big, yeah. Yeah, too big, which is fine. I don't really want to try to line up those eyeballs. All right, so let me back up. I forgot. Okay, so there's no characters yet, but so cute. Oh, and then on the back, stars again. Stars with no swirls, though. Oh, yes, Tashana, you definitely will. I know. Seeing it in person, I'm telling you. Look at these kitties. I love, love, love cats. Okay, let's see. You guys know my kitty passed, and I keep wanting to get one, but I'm trying not to yet because we're traveling, and I don't want to have to worry about it. Oh, look at the little gray one. He looks scared. So it matches on these with the tail up. Okay. Whoops. How many do you get? You get 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cats per page that this can cut. But these are easy enough to fussy cut, for sure. Look at the little calico one. How cute. Love, love, love it. Ooh, gotta love stripes. I love the cats too. They're so cute. This one looks like a scaredy cat. The other ones are just so precious. Look at this. Oh, and I love the combination of the color. This is vanilla, not white on this, which is nice. So you have vanilla and white. Those are some Happy Ghost. Okay, let's see. I know that other one's not going to work, but these, the ones with the tail going to the left, this guy, the happy guy, that one works. Nope, just this guy. So that'll work on him. And it leaves a little bit of orange around it, though. It's like not a perfect match up. And actually, his hand right here is a little fat. So it doesn't look like it's going to... And I'm trying to see because these ghosts have little orange like through them. I don't know what the purpose is of that. Unless it's a weird thing in the paper, which I'll call about. No, it looks like they're well, I don't know. Do you guys see what I'm talking about? Like, see how there's a little orange in some spots? And maybe it's supposed to be shadows or something, but I'm going to call and find out. Because it looks like they're clearly put there for a purpose, but I don't know. So I'm going to call on that. And find, oh, well, it's on this one too. So maybe, yeah, it's got to be just what they wanted to do in the print. Maybe it's the swoosh in the air. But now we have, oh, sorry, I didn't show you guys this one. So there's webs on the back side of that. Yeah, because you can see the bats are in the background, but the light gray on some of them, I'm not sure what the purpose is of that. All right, so there's that. Ooh, look at this one. Another great paper to have a nice background. I kind of like the idea of this. so that you have that instead of the different images, because you can make 6 of the same one, but you can also use it in a scrapbook. But if you have a design that you really like and you want to make it, you know, multiples, I like that you can do, I mean, obviously the paper is going to be a little different on the background. Ooh, more swirls. All right, and that is it. But this one you can also get, I got the sticker sheet, the one with the sticker sheet, because you could use these for cards just as well as scrapbooking. But look at, you've got all these strips down here. Let's see if you can see them. These are black, and these are all the colors in there. Look at the spiders. So you can add all of these onto different projects or on a scrapbook. So cute. So I got that one too. So I just added in here so I know where it's at and I can remember to use it. But there's more. All right, so next you get an embossing folder, and this is the Swirls of Magic embossing folder. And so look at that. You've got those swirls and stars just like on that paper. Yeah, Holly, that's what I'm thinking, is it might be just the shadows. The kitty cat paper has a cat under the hat that can be cut out. Oh, let's go back. I was so focused on those others that we must see it. Kitty cat under the hat. Oh, yeah, right here. Oh, yep. Sure enough, right here. There you go. Super cute. Yay, thank you. I gotta get these on the magnet. Look, I'm losing my ghost already. All right, thank you. Yes, we will do that. So there's a couple kitties. All right, so there's the paper. Let me put these in before I lose them. Oh, did you guys notice this? So Stampin' Up, when they first did the packaging, we were like, why would you put just Stampin' Up dies at the top and not the name? And you have to realize that Stampin' Up is usually 2 catalogs ahead. They're like probably already working on next year's Christmas. Okay, and so by the time, you know, it comes around, they listened to us and fixed it. So now the dies and the stamp set have the correct names on them. I mean, it doesn't say dies, and you don't have to read the tiny little writing below. Even though you can see the image, still doesn't mean you know the names of them by heart. All right. So there is that. Let's see, Tashana, would you say the embossing folder can be used for, oh yeah, exactly. And that was my point. There's a couple things in here. You could use this for anything. Birthday, any kind of a celebration. 4th of July, look at their stars all over on it. It would be so cute. So lots of use for this. And I did die cut or emboss one to show you. But look how pretty this is going to be in my Christmas. You can add purple to this easily, but look how pretty that is. It is such a pretty folder. So that's this one. And then that's not all. Look at this ribbon. Again, you can use this for anything. And it's not super stiff. Here is my ribbon that I did. It looks like it would be stiff. Like we had one kind of like this material before and it was a little stiff. But this one is not. It's very nice. And it's super shiny. So a great, great ribbon. And this could be used for all kinds of things. Can you imagine using this with that Christmas paper from last year? The gold and the silver, or the gold and the black. It would be really pretty. And then we have adhesive bats and ghosts and dots. The dots are very flat, like you've seen before. the ghost and the bats are definitely raised more. So let's see. So there you go. But they're super cute. Look at them. Let's see. I don't know if you can get the bats in there very well. The bats have a little lip and a little eyes. They even have pink in their ears. Excuse me. And like white on their wings. Oh, let's see if you can get a better. You can kind of see the white, but you can't really see the image very well. But they're super cute. Super cute. So that's those. So be mindful of how much dimensionals you're putting on if you want to add your little ghost on here. And then we have these gable boxes, and they're good size. Let me open this up so we can see one of them. All right, so I'm going to bring in something else to show you right now. It's another, this is not part of the suite. Oh, where did I do with it? But I think it's perfect, is the Spooktacular paper. And so you could take one of these, and I'll show you this after this, but I'm going to just show you one right now, and cut it down and put the little faces on the boxes. And do little treat gifts like for the classrooms. I don't know if we can you guys can do treats for classrooms anymore, but I think we do this, and then this, and then this. Okay, so there we go. So did you see how I did that? You're gonna do the large flap, not the one with the closure, but this one. Then you're going to do your sides. Sometimes they have little hooks that hook on this. This one, they just go there, and then you just do that one. And then you push it, and then, oops, sorry, and then they're closed. Okay, so this would be really cute to cut down and put their little faces on the front of your box and, you know, decorate them up. You know, put stripes down the side or grab some orange. We'll show you that paper in a minute. But there would be some really cute little things. And then you can score your box like that. Just fold them at your score marks. Put your handles together. Push them down where your score marks are. There we go. And get your... There we go. Look how cute those are. So very cute, nice. They're very sturdy. Nice boxes. So that is it for the suite. This does go with the suite. And so I will, I'm just going to show you that paper since we're right here before the next suite. All right, so this paper, which I think would be so cute for this, is called Spooktacular DSP. It is 6x6. There's 48 in here, and there's 4 designs. Okay, so you're going to get 12 of each, which is really nice. So here's your first one. And then you've got the sky. And then the pumpkin. How cute is he? And then your little Frankenstein. What are the box dimensions? Let me grab the... They are 6 1/4 by 4. So 6 1/4 by 4, and then they're 2.5 deep. So, oh, but let me do the box part, because I think that's the whole thing folded. 4 by 3.5. So let me show you. It's 4 by 3.5 by 2.5. Okay, but you could put something in it up to this tall, which would be 4.5. Because this, if it's up all the way right here, you could do something 4.5 by 4. Okay. And then on the other side of this paper, whoops, you get the back of the paper. You get stripes. There you go. I love this. I kind of wish Stampin' Up! Would come out. I mean, they did a long time ago where a very popular holiday paper, and you could get a whole pack of just a 12 by 12 of that pattern paper. But that would be, you know, super cool. But I like this, that they're doing 12 of them. So cute. Be great on the boxes, but also cute little cards or other 3D things. Yeah, it's definitely a really nice size box. So again, here's, so it's as tall as a card. So, but I mean, you couldn't put it in an envelope, obviously, but it is as tall as a card and just under the width of a card. So very nice. All right, so our next week, you guys have probably seen a lot online, which I'm super excited to look at because, again, this one, I have seen it and knew immediately I wanted it, but I have not played with it. So this is the Framed Violet Suite. Let's see, Framed Violet, no, Violet Dreams Suite. It's the Violet Dreams. Yeah, look how big this is. That is a big, so here again is a card. Look how nice that is. That is like the front of a card, like your main focus, which I really like. Take care. I appreciate you. Sending love. And happy birthday to you. So very, very nice. Love the font. I love this font. All right, so there's that. And then let's take a look at this because I have not played with this. So let's cut this out. All right, so we are going to use, I'm going to use this for that. And cut it out. I'm going to try something here. And then, let's see. I got to see if I have enough, my scrap paper is big enough over here. All right, let's try this. I used a longer plate so I could get all of it in there. Now, I would normally not emboss first, and then, because it does smash down your image. So I would normally cut those out first and then emboss them. Look how pretty. How big that is. Let's look at these. I want to do this die. These are really on here. I think they're using new tape or I'm getting weaker. All right, let's do that and let's do this little leaf right here. All right, flowers and a leaf. And flowers. Oh, I think I have to put the leaf the cut side down. That would be helpful. All right. So we have the leaf and, oops, the flowers. Okay, so the center of this flower is like the shape of like the little berries were, but it's so tiny. I would not try to save that. So don't worry about those. But here are the flowers. And I just did one leaf so we can see what it looks like. Ooh, I like the leaves a lot. And the flowers. Look how pretty. Aren't those cute? Very, very pretty. Okay, so here, of course I wouldn't do these flowers on the same color pink, but that's what I had. Okay, so these are great. This is going to be a really, really great set. And definitely a go-to label. I love the layering up labels. Remember the little oval punch that we had that had the two different sizes? Now I'm super happy that we've got a large die cut for that. So that is that one. Framed violets. Oh, I guess I could keep the dies out because that might cut something. Let's see. All right, let's go over here and show what else we have. We have the ribbon. And this is the Fresh Freesia. And here is my bow. Let's put it on here. Well, I have all kind of colors that kind of match, right? On my desk. So we got to put our bow on there. And the bow is really pretty. It makes a beautiful bow. So there's that. And this is also 1/4 of an inch. I love 1/4 of an inch. 3/8, 1/4 of an inch is good. But look at these. Adhesive backed blooms. And you get less in here, but let me tell you what, the quality of these, there is shimmer, like an iridescent sparkle inside the petals, and you get a rhinestone in the middle. Look how beautiful those are. I don't think you can see the shimmer inside the leaves, but it's barely, it's hard to see. But the iridescent, you can see the sparkle on them. They're super, super pretty. So love these. And of course we have paper, and not only one paper, but 2 papers. Wonder if the punch shape matches these dies. The punch, oh no, the punch is really small. Oh, you mean the shape of it. Oh, let me see. It is a scallop, but it's not as scalloped as this. So this is a little more pointy, whereas this definitely has a nice big scallop. So I would say it doesn't match. All right. Let's look at this paper. The colors are Darling Duckling, Fresh Freesia, Gorgeous Grape, Hydrangea Hue, Peaceful Pine, Secret Sea. Oh, good, Stacy. All right, so I just love violets. Look how pretty those are. And then you've got the clusters of the white. I'm guessing that's a different kind of violet, but look how pretty that is. Ooh, this is really pretty. It's got, the stripes have like a little texture to them. Very, very pretty. Now they did show a sample of this. Now this is a specialty paper, and you'll see why. It doesn't have silver or gold or foil or anything on it. No iridescent or anything, but you'll see when I get closer to the back why it has that. All right, then you've got this. Little flowers. on the card sample they showed has like a large label. So like, let's say, obviously this isn't the color, but you could put that on there, okay, on your card base, and then pop up flowers on top of it. Not this embossing folder, but you know, the larger label on there. And then put your stuff on top, and that way you can have that dark background. Oh, this is really pretty. Will those flowers fit inside the scallop die? These flowers or these ones? Let's see. Yeah, sure will. And remember, your card is bigger, so even if they hung out a little bit, but yeah, they all will. Even this one's the largest, it looks like, and it does fit. And then this one, you could even do these and it would fit. These are all smaller, and cut them. Let's see. Yep. So far, yes. The larger die. The small die, oh, let's see. Their stems are hanging way out, but it will. I mean, if you did this and you had the one hanging out, because you'd have your purple behind, you know, or whatever, your second layer behind it, you could probably get that to work. Oh, and then you have the, what blue is this? Hydrangea hue. Again, it's got like a pattern in the stripe. It's really pretty. Oh, that's okay, Deb. I do the same thing sometimes. I'm like, oh, wait, does that match? Does that fit? The white one. The white flower. Yeah, I think, yeah, it does. It does fit. Oh, look. So you have the blue, the hue stripes, and then look at this one. It has the hue. And if you can see that design, it's really pretty in the background. There you go. Really pretty. I love the diamonds shaped on there. That is really nice. Ooh, look how pretty that is together with the new green. I do too, Lydia. I keep it and I use it. If it fits on something just right, I'm going to use it. Plus, punches are so easy. I love punches. I wish we would come up with more sentiment type punches, because I love them a lot. Ooh, look at it in the purple. How pretty that is. It's got the diamond on the back too. Really pretty. Ooh, that could be used for lots of stuff. That is the soft, the Secret Sea. It's got a pattern in the background a little bit, and then the polka dot. That even would be really cool on a masculine card. And this is what I was talking about. So what they did is they took that dark paper, this one, and so what they did is I think they used this one. And so you can pop it out. I'm trying not to hurry because I'll break it. And even the center comes out. So if you wanted it to be like a main focus, you can add a sentiment on the inside. Let's see what this does. You could take the center of this and it fits back there. Let's see what this, how this looks. Yeah, that's gone all, well, unless you want a little scallop showing, you know. But that fits. But what they did is they took, and you get 2 sheets of this, and they put this on the front of the card base, and then I think they took like one of these, and they might have left the circle in there. I didn't look at it that close, but they may have left that in there. And then they took one of these and then popped it up on the card like that. And then I believe they put like a sentiment across the front. I don't know if they had one, or I don't remember what was on the front, but I think they did it like across the front. And so you can do your card with these pieces and still use that background. And so it's nice and busy on the background, but this is really pops out on the front. So I love that they added these. And you've got, look at all these different, you've got the hydrangea hue, we've got the pinks, the purples, we've got the solid ones down here, but don't forget, let me show you this. Look at all these little white flowers. They have all little tiny flowers. These you can color. But look, all over this paper, they added, everywhere they could, they added little white flowers. So you have those to use also. And I love that they added the dark on there. So anyway, super cool. And these are these individual? Yeah, these are all individual. So the flowers and the leaves, look at, there's no white on the outside. And the flowers. I'm on two. I grabbed them both. So you've got your flowers and your leaves, and there's no white, which is really cool. So anyway, that is the back of this paper. So when you look at it and think, well, there's no gold on this paper. Why is it so much? Well, now you know. All right, let's see if I can turn my paper the way it should be here. I gotta put the pretty paper on top so I know what it is. You know how sometimes you're looking through, and if you put this on the top of your paper, and I'm not looking at the name, and I'm like, what is that paper? I'm looking for the violets, and then so I gotta put something on front so I can tell what it is. All right, so that's the paper, but that's not all. Still not all. All right. Oh, did we even see? Let's hold on. Hold the phone. We need to see if this or this. Let me look at the stamp set. Okay, so a violet like that, which I don't remember seeing, but this one, a 2 with an individual. Let's just look real quick because I didn't see it, but I wasn't looking for it either. A 2 with a 1, a 2. Okay, that's 3. That won't work. No individual ones, and I think these were all smaller. Okay, so they do not work on the paper, is my assumption. I don't see anything. I love it too. And you know what's funny is somebody had, I think on Leaders, they had said that, you know, some people say that, you know, we do a lot of purple. I don't think we do a lot of purple. I really don't think we do a lot of purple. We did the perennial postage, but in my mind, that's the only thing I can think of is the perennial postage. So if you guys think of another mainly purple set, let me know. But I just can't think of another one that was mostly purple. Okay, come on, Marcie. Put these in here. All right, there we go. All right, so the next thing that comes with this is called Shimmering Stripes, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. This is, oh, I forgot. This is 4 pieces of paper. So if I do a paper share, this will all the paper will be included, and you would get, oh my gosh, this is pretty. I have not pulled it out. I threw it in the envelope and moved on, and it was last night when it was dark. Let's see if you can see this. Look at that. It is beautiful. It's got those lines of texture, and they're very faint lines. It looks like somebody took just the tiniest line of glue and just did lines and then sprinkled iridescent. Remember the dazzling diamonds? That's what it looks like to me. It is beautiful. Look at that. So pretty. And you get 4 sheets of it. So let me know if you guys are interested in a paper share, and I will put one together. If I have enough people to want to do it, I will definitely do it. So, let me know. And I will get it ready probably when I get back at the beginning of June. I will have it all ready for sign up. And maybe I'll do sign ups before that because I know it's easy to forget. So I'd rather have it for you guys. All right. So that is the Violet Dreams Suite. So far you would get the shimmering paper, the violet paper, the Halloween paper, the stitched paper, and the 6x6 Halloween paper. But that is not all. I'm just going to toss these 3 things in right now before we move on to the rest of the stamp set. 4 things. So this would be included. The 20, 26, 28 in color gingham. Is there in the middle. It's there in the middle. What is, Lydia? Did I miss something? Purple, any kind of stripes or polka dots, and I'm in, right? I'm with you, Tashana. So gingham, I love gingham. Not as much as polka dots and stripes, but I do love gingham. This is the in color. Look how pretty. So we've got the smaller, lighter gingham on one side. Okay, so all the new in colors. And then we've got the bolder gingham on the other side. Okay, so that would be the in color paper. Oh, and the 2 flower on the paper. Oh, let me look. So you're saying there was a 2 flower one in the middle. Oh, right here. Oh, gee, I looked right over it. Okay, let's see. I got to see it, right? We got to see if it will cut that out. I'm going to slide right off my chair. All right, let's see this one. Yes, it sure does. Hold on. Boy, I'm going to say no. It does not. Because if you look at the leaves right there, it does not fit, and definitely not the flowers if you pull it down on the flowers. So it does not. It's the same shape, but it doesn't. But what you could do is fussy cut this out and then take a like a black behind it, or give it a background. And I bet you that would fit if you did it kind of like this. You could probably get it to fit on top and give it an outline, but then it's really close right here, so I'm going to say no. I don't think it would work. But good eye, because I did not see the 2 flower, and it did seem like that would work. Yes, that would have been nice if that would have worked. All right. But that's okay, because you only get like 3 or 4 of them on a piece of paper usually, and that one looked like there was 1. And that would have been a bummer to mess up the back side of that paper. Okay, so back to Halloween really quick. I did buy the scrapbook workshop, and look how cute this is. So you get extra stuff in it. I'll just go through this quickly so you can see, because sometimes they put in extra different papers and things. But I do have a lot of grandchildren, and I'm starting to kind of do a little bit of, I want to do a travel scrapbook for my husband and I. And my granddaughter that went to Disney World with us last year, they gave us paper. I'm going to make a scrapbook. So then I thought, well, we're going on vacation this summer. So yes, I could, do another scrapbook thing for her, which I'm going to work on while I'm gone this week, if I get a chance. But look at, okay, so these are the pages. All right, Tashana, you're going to want this. Look at this. Look at this tree. Look at these swirls. So cute. Oh, here you get a little bit bigger pictures, but let's see what we have in here. So this is our, and what I like about these is when you open these, let me see if this one has it. They are going to start putting your, when I took that scrapbook class, they are going, oh, this is C. So everything on here is going to go to Project C. They started, oh, maybe they did do it because they did that. Yep, look. I love this because this is Project A, and this is what you're going to do. You're going to cut that, and that goes to A. Before, you used to have measurements, and it would tell you, okay, cut this one 3 by 4, and cut this one's diagonal. You can't see the diagonal line, but there's a line there. And so you're going to cut that diagonal. And then you probably get down closer, like this one. Okay, this one's going to go to Project B8, and there's a line that goes to here and up. And then here, this is going to go to C, and this is all just additional product for you. Okay, now, oh yeah, it's going to go with it, Shauna. You just must. Okay, so then you've got these two. Look at this. All stripes, and it tells you which goes to what project. So this is like really scrapbooking for dummies. I love it. That's perfect for me. So you take out your pieces, but look at all this extra stuff. Even if you're not a scrapbooker, you can use this on your cards. So we've got all of these. These are prints we've seen. They put some extras in here. Got your cats. Another sheet of that. All right, so we've got that. And then we've got two, this is probably a background, because yeah, it just says this is card B, so it's right here. This is going to be our background to our pages. The goodies are usually in the back if they're going to have different stuff. Okay, same thing. Those are going to be back or portions of back. Like this is probably photo layers. And then you also get these. So once you cut these out, you're going to be like, oh, okay, this is going to be A3, and this is going to fit this picture. And then you lay that on your, just like they did here. And I don't even put my pictures in. I just keep doing this. And then I just put a little bit of seal on the back and stick it on so that you can know where you're going to, now this is thicker. This is thick white. And here we go. But you get all of this. Look at this. Look at that tree. Look at that web. That's a spider web up there. That is a big spider web. Here's our little stars and our things. Look at our big cat, spooktacular. We've got lots of ghost over here and boo, but this tree is massive. And like I said, if you look at this, look at it. That's where that tree is at. But you can put these on cards. Look at it. You can cut these fences down. You've got the big cats. Here you go. You've got the tombstone, but it says on this day. And you can write in there if you want to. But you can take a white gel pen and write on that. Fright night, frightfully fun. You can cut this and, you know, make it work on cards. All right. But look, they tell you which project it goes to. So the first thing I do is I divide it all up. What goes where. Look at that. So it's just like the sticker sheet that we had before and that other, the violets. You've got your stripes down here. You've got little words up here. This is a sticker sheet. These are all stickers. So there's your bat, and they're thick, which is really nice. But you could use all of this on cards. Look at the little banners. Look at the ghost. So anyway, a really great value, I think, for your scrapbooking if you want to try it. Who doesn't want to have your little grandkids or niece or nephews or whatever, their little pictures for their Halloween outfits? Or dice it up and put it in your on your cards. All right, so there's that, and that is called Frightfully Fun, and that's your scrapbook kit. Gives you some extra stuff. so that's extra. That will not be included in the scrapbook. I mean, in the paper share, because of the stickers in the back. It's a nightmare to try to divide that stuff up, and not everybody does that. So this is called Gilded Wings Accents. Look at all those butterflies. Tons of butterflies, but that's not even the best part. You want to be careful to keep that page in here, this cardboard in here, because you want to protect your gold. Okay, so let's see if you can see them all. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Now, what I was thinking is, I bet, oh, maybe not. Well, yeah, this one's probably the same as this one, and this one's solid. I would probably turn the solid one over and color it, and then put the gold one on top, or vice versa. Color the back side of that one, flip it over, and have the gold coming through on the back. I don't know. That's what my thought is on these, is to mix and layer them up. But you get one sheet, but that is a lot of butterflies. I wish it told us how many, but there's a lot. Just these large ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of these larger ones here. These are bigger, and then they kind of go a little bit smaller. But that is super, super cool. So that is another one. And this, I am super excited about this. You only get one sheet, so I'm definitely going to need to buy a bunch more of these. But these are borders. They're called Everyday Border Accents. All right, you get one sheet. So again, you're going to have that cardboard in there to kind of hold them. But you can put them on a scrapbook because they're 12 inches, I believe. Yep, 12 inches. But you can take your flowers out right here, so you can color them ahead of time with blends or whatever. This will go great with the new butterfly punch bundle. Oh yeah, for sure. So you can color them with blends or your blending brush or whatever. You can separate them. Okay, so you can take this one, and this is the flowers that you're going to punch out. Now, you could, where's my famous green piece of paper? You could probably do something like that and take the edges, the raw edge of this, and maybe that would go like on a Halloween card because it's little points or something like that. But your next thing that's up against it is your scallop with your stitching, your pierced. Okay, then you've got this one, which is you poke these out. Let's see. You want to do it super careful so you don't break anything. Because this is like it's not really a cardboard, but it's not, so you want to be really careful with this, but you can take these out carefully. Here's another one, and a third one. All right, so there's this one. That's what that looks like, that scallop. Okay, so here's your one. This one's another one, but see, you got to take those all out all the way down. Then you have a regular scallop here. And then if you wanted to, you could use this one as the raw edge again. This one right here. I think it would be fine on a Halloween card. Anyway, so there's lots of great borders and different things that you could use for your projects. The flowers come out like this. Okay, and then the flowers come out over here. So it's a border, but it's not an edge, if that makes sense. And you don't have to use it as a border. You can put it right down the center of your card And you're going to want to take your centers out. And in between the flowers and leaves. Okay, like that. And then just take those little pieces out all the way down, you know, like that. So, but you can color them first or take them out and then color them, whatever. So these are going to be a lot of fun to play with. I love this. I wish they had a bunch more things like that. Yeah, exactly, Tishana, like monster teeth or whatever. Is it gold on the back too, the butterflies? It's white on one side and gold on the other side. So this is the white side, but this is the etching that you see on here. And then it's gold on the other side. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is like it makes it look like teeth or like pokey hair or whatever you want it to look like that's, you know, different. All right, so that is the rest of the paper. So everything you saw other than that scrapbook kit will not be obviously in it because it's basically a lot of duplication. But there is a two-tone paper packs that we could add in that too. All right, so next let's do the Marriest tags. So this is one stamp right here, not the centers here, but the three labels. Okay, so these labels right here, let me take it out of the shiny. So this one, this, and this is one stamp set. And it's right here. And then you've got the dies. You get the one stamp set that cuts out. Well, it's going to cut out like this. The dies. Okay. The other thing you're going to notice is your stamp set matches right here what's on the front of your packaging fairly closely. They have to get it all to fit, but it's pretty darn close to matching so that you can at least put, if you put it into and you put your stamps on top to make sure you have everything, it's really, really close to fitting. So you can, you know, use that if that's how you store your stuff. All right, so I did stamp and die cut this die by itself, but we have a stocking, we have a candy cane, two candy canes, one stocking, two candy canes, two of the holly, and two of the spray. Let me just make sure. Yeah, one stocking. I want to make sure I didn't lose one. And then two of these sprays right here in the center, which this doesn't even look like Christmas. It's like just some really pretty flowers. I think you could use this even with the violet set because those are little flowers that kind of look like it. And this. And so you've got the two in the front, which is nice. And so here are the dies. So I did these two also. So this is one. I need a dark piece of paper. Let me grab a dark piece of paper. Easier to see. All right, so I die cut out these two. I love the little scallop on that one. And then these two are, I was wondering when I stamped it, like, why is there a line there, but it's rounded on one end, but not the other end? Well, it's because it's got the tag there. And then we've got that one. Tag. So those are all the tags. And then you have a little something for you. Joyful greetings, holly jolly, Christmas, merry, or happy merry to and from. And then you've got your other little elements on it. So really cute set. Nice, nice labels. I really like it. This one has a dot on it, like the perforation. So if you wanted to, you know, put another piece on top of that. See how the oval stamp is cut off in the image sheet? Is the stamp actually like that? Oh, yep, it is. And that's why. Because it goes right up to the edge where the hole is instead of your ink going across that. Yeah, when I stamped it, at first I was like, that's weird. And I thought I didn't stamp it well enough. And I did have it on my Stamparatus. So I had to go back and re-ink it and stamp it again. And then I was like, oh. But this is really cute. 3 at one time. I put these right along the side. And I cut them all at one time. Loved it. Loved it, loved it. And you could actually, once you get your position, you could probably even put your sentiments on them if you don't want to pop them up or whatever. This one has perforation in it, and these two have the perforation in it. So if you wanted to get super fancy and do it again and cut it just inside the perforation, then this would fit and pop up on top of, your tag. You want to keep this, of course, to have that design, but if you come inside, then you could do that. All right, so that's that set, which is Marriest tags. Really cute set. All right, so the next one I'm really excited about is another bundle called Summer Happiness. I'm taking we're taking our grandkids on vacation, and I thought this would be great to help with the scrapbook because you've got all these fun images. So lemonade or iced tea, a sunflower, flip-flops, cherries. My granddaughter's into cherries right now. I don't know why. She has a purse, it's got cherries on it. It's just so cute. Pineapple, cameras, and then you've got the little flowers and the sunglasses, and you have dies to match all of it. Summer adventures, so happy together, and fun in the sun. I think even a cute little card with a picture on it and add some of these little elements on it is super cute. But they're nice size. Again, here it is how it's going to kind of line up when you have your images. But so cute. Now, I did do some cutting of these. And you're going to see how beautiful my coloring job is. All right. Flip-flops. I did one, and I'm going to show you how I did it with the other one. And that's with cardstock. So I did the flip-flops here, and then here's the flip-flop tops. This you could do in silver and put them on top of your sunglasses. So here are your sunglasses. Do you guys like my coloring job? Isn't that cool? No, it's not coloring. Look, it's washi tape. So washi tape, this is your spacing. Now I will tell you the difference in this washi tape is it doesn't give you a space quite big enough right here to say, okay, that's where it stops. So you're going to see right past this is the cherries again, right here, the cherries and the lemonade. And so, but you do have 2 cherries, you have 2 sunglasses, you have 2 flip-flops, 2 pineapples, 2 flowers. So just make sure you go past twice. You only have 1 sun. So you'll go, and 1 camera. So you'll go past twice. And so once you're past the second flower, then you know your second set's going to start like this again. And then that's 1 full set. Okay. So here's what they look like when I cut them out. Don't forget to get your little flowers because there are 2 dies for that. Another thing that I really liked is the dies actually give you can die cut everything. So when I was die cutting, let me put all these out so you can see them. When I was die cutting, the only issue I had was the little flowers because they were close to other items. But other than that, these were all spaced out perfectly. Now, this one's kind of wrinkly, so I'm going to have to go back and smooth it out. Just take your bone fold or your nail or whatever if it kind of gives you little lumps. It'll smooth right out. the dies fit perfectly next to each other, and they were not too close, and they didn't go over each other. And, you know, like, oh, great, I can't do the pineapple because I'm doing the cherries and the flip-flops. No, you were able to do them all and have plenty of space. The only one, like I said, the issue was the flowers were close to some of them. And you only get 5 flowers per sheet, because these are all cut off on the top and the bottom. But I mean, you could probably get away with this one if you were going to tuck them or something. But yeah, so there's that. Now, there are these dies. There's the leaves. There's these flowers. And like I said, these, I did the flip-flops, which were these. And then here's the flowers. So I cut them out. So there's the flowers. And then you also get these little circles if you wanted to do another color. I would probably put an embellishment in there, a larger embellishment, like the druzy maybe or something. And then here's the leaves. They're little. Okay, and then that's what the flower looks like. Okay, so you've got that. And then my little secret on the flip-flop, I'll show you what I did. Oh. And make sure you put this on white paper first. I just put it on thick white so that you have, you know, some substance to kind of work with. I like that idea. But my flip-flop, what I did is I took my bone folder on this little guy, so you can see that the flip-flops are kind of raised a little bit, kind of like anything else that flowers, it'll pop up when you have it in your, when you mail it, and then they'll pop up. So what I did is I took my bone folder and I kind of just did a little round in the middle, and then I did a little flat on the front, and then I did a little flat on the back side. And what I did is I added my glue right on the tip and on the bottom. And they do go a certain way. So remember that if you look at this one, you can see that that it's wider and bigger on that side, and this one's a little straighter and thinner. So make sure you put your straps on the right one. And so what I did is on your flip-flops, these dots right here where you poke them out, it's kind of, I went right under that. So I'm just going to put this right here and then kind of just put it, doesn't have to be really high up there, and then put that there. So just get your backs on the inside, and then this one here, and then I squished it down just a little bit so your straps will kind of push up a little bit. And then once this is dry a little better, you can take your pokey tool and just kind of, you know, hold the back sides and just kind of roll it, or, you know, I wouldn't do that. I would do it like this and just kind of poke them up and make sure that front is glued. And then that way you'll have that little bit of a, okay. Yeah, I like this one. Now, I do like the first one where the die cut them all out at the same time, because I did get one of those Tiffany containers that has all the little compartments. And then I was able to, I just have them all in bags, and I just have them all in there. That way when I do cards, I just pull them out and just, you know, sort out the flowers. So I liked that one. I like leaves, but doing one at a time is kind of a pain. Okay, so there's that with the flip-flop. Somebody had a question. Is the flower a larger version of the border flower? No, it is not. It looks different. Let me see. I can find, what did I do with flowers? Here it is. I think the board, well, I think it does have multiple petals. It's not like the violet. No, it's not too far actually away. So there, I mean, it doesn't have as many petals, but so this one has more petals, more lines in it. And that one has less, but it's, you could probably put them together without a problem. All right, so there's that. So that's the washi tape, Summer Happiness dies. Make sure you don't forget the washi tape. This does not, the bundle is just the dies and the stamp set. The washi tape is separate. But I think this is really fun. How often do you think, oh man, I wish I had a sun that was just like the size of a quarter? Or, oh, if I had a little, you know, a little piece of fruit that I wanted, or, you know, whatever. I think this is a great set for that kind of stuff. And I love the font and the sentiments too. All right, back to Halloween. Woohoo! We have a stamp set, Web of Fun. Remember all the, I got the hiccups again. Remember all those spider webs we saw? Look at that spider web. And there's that spider that goes with the scrapbook set that has all those little spiders on the strips, the stickers. October 31st. Very spooky Halloween. So there's that. And then here are the dies. So we have a spider. And then we have the spider to cut out the stamped one. And then we have happy. And then Halloween is one word. And boo. And night. So Halloween night. And then we've got two great banners. But look at this word. All right, we got to cut it out. Well, we're going to do Secret C because that's what I've got right here. All right. Oops. So here it is, Halloween. One die, which is great. Now the stamp set is on a card. So there it is on the card front. And then you also have the die. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, they're using some crazy adhesive now. And then here is the die. All right, so let's see. I do not think this is going to cut out. Oh. Okay, so this does line up, but I don't think, no. I can see through how the stamp is a little wider than where the die is going, but the shape does line up. So you could give it a try. Like this one has some extra webbing right here that does not have webbing over here to cut that. But it does line up right here. But it's not exact, but it's close. And it's not hollow, which tells me it's not going to line up. I was looking for a boo in the other set. I didn't see a die for the word boo. Glad to see it's here. Oh, yeah. And it's a cute one, too. And I really like this. Sometimes I really like coming across dies that are more masculine. And I like this one a lot. All right, there we go. And I like the little banner, and there's pierced, which is really cute. But I really like this. So you could say Halloween, and then here's the night. Halloween night. And put it on there and have a picture of a card. Like maybe you're going to send a picture to, you know, a friend that you, when you guys went somewhere for Halloween, or of the grandkids or whatever. If you're not a scrapbooker, then make a card. Put a picture on it. Super cute for the fridge. So that's a great set. Trying to pull all the bundles out first. Oh, this one is so cool. This one's called Botanical Expressions. And the words are, love you more than words can say. You're wonderful in every way. Thank you. You bring so much joy to my life. Time together as a family is a blessing. I am thankful for you. You brighten my day. We're in this together, and thank you for being there. So a really, really great set. And the die is this one. So this die is so cool. Look at that. One die. It's got leaves. And I did die cut it out to show you. So let me find it. Uh-oh. Look. I lost my dies already. Let me put these away. Uh-oh. Where's my dies? Where's my dies? There we go. Okay. So this one I did die cut out to show you. Oh, you know what? I put it inside here. And that's how it cuts out. How cool is that? So you can put this on a card. You can also, don't look at my paper. I didn't cut it straight or anything. I just used what scrap paper I had. I just want to get the idea. So it goes side to side on an A2 card. And you could probably do multiple if you wanted to do it on scrapbook or something. I would just cut it out of black cardstock. Now I have to choose between cruising and new Stampin products. Who am I kidding? Both, yes. So anyway, that is super cool. I love this. I thought it was such a great piece that I loved it. So that just goes right in. So you want your width. You need to figure out, it's going to cut it. So it cuts the inside. So when you have your piece of paper, you want it to have it, depends on how thick you want your border. Okay. So this one, I just put it on here and cut it. So I just had a scrap piece and cut it. So obviously it wasn't even on both sides. So you want to cut your piece and have it just however, what size you want it. Do you want a thinner border like that? Do you want a thicker border? You know, whatever, and then put this on. So I just love, love, love this die. Does it cut the edges too? No. No, it does not cut these edges. So this was my piece of paper. This was shorter. This side was even, and I just cut it. So, but yeah, it does not cut, it just cuts the top and the bottom, and then the die, of course, but not, it continues on. So if I wanted to, I could put this, you know, right up against here and continue cutting. So it could be longer. All right. So that is that piece. Stamps. Dies. All right. So that's that one. Botanical Expressions. Oh, this is my favorite fall one. I'm so excited. Look at this. Fun for Fall. He is so cute. It says, this is something to crow about. Happy fall, y'all. And hey there, Hay. This is a hay bale. So thankful for you. Hoping your day is wonderful. Okay, punny words. And congratulations. But look how cute. We've got the crows. We've got the little tufts of grass down here with his stick. And a little flower or windmill or whatever you want to make that. We've got some leaves. And look at, he is just so precious. Yes, it does not cut the top and the bottom, Deb. You want to make sure you have that width, whatever width you want, and it cuts the inside. Okay. So cute. Again, there's your stamps. Okay, so the stamps are small enough on this one that it actually lines up really well because you have enough space on here because they're smaller. Okay, super cute. And then you've got the dies. And you've got a fence included and corn. So here's your corn cobs. Here's your corn stalks. We've got the flag that's on there. This is the bale of hay. This is the flower, the crows, and of course your scarecrow. How cute is he? So cute. I love it. Love it, love it. All right, so there's this guy. Fun for Fall. Are you guys seeing anything that you didn't get? Now you're thinking, oh, dang it. Now I need to go put another order in. Or if you're a customer, I hope you're making your list. Of course, you could come back and watch this and figure out what you want. I love poinsettias. So I'm happy to see a poinsettia set back. Berry and bright, Christmas joy, 'tis the season, most wonderful time of the year. You've got some sprigs, a leaf, the center of your poinsettia, and then the little poinsettias there. Oh, and bright Christmas wishes. And then you've got this plaid. And then for your dies, look how detailed those are. Let's do one. So if you stamp this one, you've got your die there to cut that out, right? And if you, and then you've got this nice large leaf. If you want to do, you've got layering, you've got 4 leaves, and then you've got the centers to go on here, and then you've got more centers up here. You've got the little teeny tiny leaves to go with the tiny poinsettias. No, this is the center. That's that right there. Oh, I guess it would be these. If you stamp these and do them, then you've got these little tiny leaves to go with them. All right, so let's try this and see what it looks like. Oh, well, heck, let's fill this up. Let's see. We got to do a full poinsettia, right? I can't just do one leaf. How boring would that be? All right, so let's do that leaf. Oh, goodness. This one. I'm trying to get it all to fit on this one piece of paper. This one. I'm not going to do the centers, but we'll just layer up the leaf, the petals, and see what that looks like. And then let's do this. Might as well do the leaf. Got room. All right, let's see what this comes out like. I've told you guys before, if I was going to be sitting here looking at this and figuring it out, this is what I would do. Is I would be like, okay, let's run this through and see what it looks like and see if I like, you know, these images. Where's my pokey tool? All right, let's see what we have. The leaf. Oh, I love this. I was thinking I was going to have to poke all those out, right? But no, look. They don't cut, they just do detail on it. I wonder if this is one of those impression sets with the impression pad. I bet it is. If so, I wasn't listening very well. All right, so we've got that one. Okay, where's my magnet? Let's just... so when I do my magnets, I put the larger dies at the top so that I know those aren't going to fall out of my set, and I put the tiny ones towards the bottom. All right, so I'm guessing that this one might be an impressions plate. Oh my gosh. Okay, so first thing I'm going to say, well, no, I'm not going to say it because I may use this idea for my Christmas cards. So I can't share yet. Sorry. Look at that. Oh my gosh. And then with the yellow centers. Okay, I don't know if this is impression plate or not, but I can tell you that this is absolutely beautiful. Okay, so I just threw them on top of each other, but look at that detail. I thought they were going to be holes in it. Wouldn't the package tell you? Well, I was looking at that and I didn't see it. So I didn't see it on the front. No, yeah, I don't see it on here. So I'm going to say, oh, that's the dies. Yeah, I'm going to say it's not because I don't see it written anywhere on here. And honestly, I don't think it needs to because they just come out beautiful like this. So, so pretty. So, love it even more now. So let me just put these on. And I like that it has the leaves for these if you want solid leaves to print them, to stamp. Oh, we do have the little leaves here to stamp them. Which is interesting because these little dies right here are solid. And they've got texture in them. Oops, where am I? So they're gonna be an impressed, die. You don't want to use them with that. That I think is if you're just doing it on paper, like making a background or something. And then these, of course, are going to be the inside of your flowers to do in your yellow. So love this set. Of course, I am a huge poinsettia fan. So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Love it. Okay, I'm going to hold this over here and play with that. Okay, so beautiful, pretty poinsettia. Some people say poinsettia. I don't. It's poinsettia. That's how I say it. I'm sure it's wrong, but that's okay. All right, so I think that is it for the bundles, and now we just have some individuals. Let me double check. Yes. Okay, so this first one is called Inked Florets. Look at this, how big and beautiful this is. Here's a card base. How pretty that is. so pretty. I love it. You can put some of that gorgeous paper behind it. We've got so many pretty papers. And add this. You can easily ink up the flower and then the leaf. And then stamp that. So that's nice because I used to like doing that with markers, and we don't have the markers anymore. You don't want to use your alcohol markers. But you can easily like take your ink pad and just, you know, ink up the flower, turn it, ink up the flower. And then if you miss a little part of, let's say, the green and you don't want to get too close, you can always take your blender pen and get it in the ink and just kind of fill that in. So this will be a nice set. And what I like this one I thought of to go with is, look at this, Sweet Foliage. It's one large stamp. Isn't that pretty? And so one large stamp, and then you can add this big flower on top of it. So you could do this in a really light color in the background just to, you know, put something on there. And then add that big bold flower on top. So those are both two really pretty stamp sets. This one is really good. I have a lot of teachers in my class, in my family. And then my daughter-in-law was just saying, I need to send a thank you card to his teachers. It was, I think, Teachers Week, or I don't remember what it was for. But so I made her so many of the Pooh cards. But this is a really cute set. Welcome back could be, you know, back to the school year. Good luck. You can write that to your child. Put a little gift card in it or something. Just a note, which I think is cute. It goes right on the bottom of the ruler. Looks like it'll fit. You did it. A+, a pen. I mean, there's all kinds. And the crayons. I saw a sample, and I think they made like a crayon box, and then they put the crayons in there. It was really, really cute. And so a super cute set. I like all of those ideas. This one is called the Woodland Wishes, another holiday one. May your Christmas be merry and bright. Christmas cheer to all to hear. Christmas cheer for all to hear. Holiday greetings, sending love and joy this Christmas. And it's the Woodland Wishes. So look at those characters. Aren't they cute? So, so cute. And I think more Christmas stuff is coming, Deborah. I think, and I don't know, I think this is probably it for Halloween. But that was the online exclusive. So September, we have another catalog, right? Because this one goes through August. And so the end of July, I believe we'll get to pre-order whatever the new catalog is. And then in September, there is new, let's see, this is July, this online exclusive. So in September, another online exclusive, and there may be, you know, holiday things in there would be my guess, but that's totally my guess. So we have this tree of characters, and then we have the bird, the deer, the fox, the polar bear, the porcupine, and then all of these sentiments. Oh, and then we have the twig and the acorn, or pine cone and holly and the stars. Trying to see what's separate. Yep. And then again, that goes right really close to your images. And one more, which I thought was really funny. Okay, there's a couple ones that I didn't get. I did not get the raven, the big black bird. Not for me. I did not get the leaves and punch set because I have so many leaves, and although it is a leaf punch, I probably will end up getting that set. And then eventually, and then the other one I did not get. Oh no, I have two more. Sorry. There was one other one I didn't get. The birds, the leaves, There was something else I didn't get, and I don't remember what it is right now. So this one I got because my grandson plays sports. Football fun. Actually, two of them do. But the little one here locally is like all into it. So, and his dad's the coach. So I thought this would be kind of fun to do their treat bags or whatever. When mom does them, I can help her. We can put something fun together. I maybe put their number, on their shirt or whatever, or on their helmet, and just kind of make it personalized. And then this is what makes your field. So you can put your field, back there in the background, or the lines that you're running on or whatever. And so I thought this was really cute. And I could put it, his colors are light blue and dark blue, like a baby blue and navy blue. And so I can, fix it to kind of match his colors. And so I thought this would be really cute. I really, really want a baseball set. When they came out with the soccer one, when we reviewed it, I posted, please come out with baseball. But they've already come out with this, and so hopefully baseball's in the works. This one, Stampin' Up, when they have a birthday at the office, this is what they do, is they go around and they clap 7 times and they sing a little song, and it goes like this. This is your birthday song. It isn't very long. Hey, that's it. That's the song. And so this is what we have. We have flamingos, and then we have seals, because seals clap, right? And I think it would have been fun to have zebras. I was thinking flamingos and zebras would have been super cute, but it makes sense because seals clap. So clap, clap, clap. And then it's got music notes and the little hey, you can, or to you can go in there. It's got really fun small font, but cute font. Let me take it out so you don't see the shine. There we go. So cute font, the clap, 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 music notes, hey. And then this is for the clapping, when like this right here, you can put it by them. And then this, it's a party hat that you can put on them. So super cute. I thought that was really fun. Short, sweet, happy birthday. Great masculine, feminine kind of birthday, but fun, like a funny card. So that is it, everybody. I think I'm looking around and there's one other thing I didn't get, and I can't remember what it is. But that is it. Oh, wait. Hold the phone. I'm not done. I just looked over to the side. All right, a couple of embossing folders. Textured ring. So this is what it looks like. Textured tree ring, and it's a 3D embossing folder. And yes, I did, I think. Yep. So here's what it looks like. And so you can cut out the rings for as much or little as you need on your project. So that's kind of cool. It's got the lines that go around it. All right. Then there's also a 3 seasonal cheer mini embossing folders. So you get 3 of them. I should have put 1 of 3, but I just did 1, 2, 3. So you get 3 of them. The first one is candy canes. So I did it in white because the red one kind of came out weird. You couldn't see it very well. So there's your white candy cane embossing folder. And then the next one is leaves, more fall. So it has all kinds of fall leaves on it. And then the last one, speaking of Halloween again, has little bats and stars. If you can see that. So bats and stars. So let's see if you can see on this paper. If I can hold it up. Isn't that cute? Festive cheer bundle. Festive cheer. Which one was that, Tashana? Oh yeah, it was really cute because I like the Deb. I like the little. This is your birthday song. It isn't very long. Hey, just short and sweet, and I thought it was really cute. Festive cheer. Oh no, what did I miss something? I usually get all the holiday ones, so I don't know what the festive cheer one is. You're gonna have to let me know. Um, but yeah, the leaves, the raven. I thought there was one other one that I didn't get, but I don't remember, and I don't have the catalog open. So, I mean yeah, the website. But anyway, so yeah, there was like 3 things I think I didn't get, but and I was, like I said, I wasn't gonna get that Christmas one, but once I looked at it, oh, and look, it had the Noel die. Oh yeah, yeah. I decided so far not to get that one. We have new snips too. I forgot new snips. Let me find a piece of paper. They work great. They feel like the other ones. Here, we'll just use this. I was trying to see if I could tell a difference with these scissors. And let me see. Of course, these have been used a while. Okay, so these, I feel like they are real. I could feel them cutting through. I should probably pull out a new one of these. Okay, so I feel like these are easier, but I've been using these for a very long time. So that's probably why. These feel a little firmer. Not firmer. I don't know what the word is. They're a little, they feel heavier, I guess, is they're not heavier, I don't think. No, they're about the same. So I was trying to figure out the thing to tell the difference, but I can't. They are both just black handled. Oh, wait a minute. No. So we have like this little rubber spots right here, and they have them on this one too. So that's not it. Which I just noticed. I never knew that before. That's interesting. The little thing here is the same. You turn them over. They both say China. So I mean, they are pretty much identical. And I think they cut, yeah, stiffer. Thank you. That's exactly the word, is stiff. Yeah, they're a little, I think they're just not worn in like these. They're new. That's what it is. They're new. But they cut great. They cut the same. They feel the same to me anyway, other than they feel newer. They are stiffer for sure. I wouldn't say tighter. They don't feel tighter. They just feel a little stiffer is a good explanation. But if you need more or want more, I would definitely say get them, because I think they're going to be just as good as the ones I have. So I'm glad about those. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys saw some things you weren't quite sure that you wanted, and now you do. Or maybe you saw something that you said, you know what, I think I can live without that, but now I want these things instead. So I hope it helps. Now I know what I want to play with some more, which is a lot of it, except I'm leaving town tomorrow. So what will I probably do is stamp a few things and take some blends to do some coloring, and play around and come up with some fun ideas. So there's too much not to play with. I might have to put my Halloween scrapbook set together, and then I'll show it to you if I get it done. If I get any of them done, I'll show them to you. Ooh, fine, Amy. Go shopping. So for those of you, if you are interested in the paper share, please message me below. I just want to make sure I'm going to have, if people really want to do the paper share, then I will. And then I will work on that and get that posted probably at the beginning of June. after I come back from my trip. I have a trip this weekend. This is what's crazy. I have a trip. I come back Tuesday. We have company coming Friday. We're going to dinner, a game night with some friends. We leave on Sunday for the incentive trip. So I'm excited about that. And yes, the disclaimer is below. Less than 1% of demonstrators earn that with a lot of hard work. And so anyway, so it's going to be busy. I will be here. I will not be here tomorrow because I did bingo last night and I did today. Monday is a holiday. I will not be here. Next Friday, I will not be here. I'm going to try and do a video on Thursday. So I will post it and give you plenty of notice on my Facebook page and on YouTube when I'm coming on. So bear with me. I appreciate it. Oh, Gwen, you're going to have to go watch from the beginning. Lots of good stuff. Everything coming up. Oh, you are so welcome. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys like the products. Tell me below, which is your number one product that you want to purchase once the video's over. Comment below in the video and let me know. And I'm going to do a drawing because guess what? Somebody ordered some extra stuff that was an accident. So I am going to do a drawing and give that away. All right, everybody. We will see you soon. Have a great weekend and a safe Memorial Day. Bye.